Hello and welcome to the GameShop MythCast, episode number 32. I am your host, the vocal terrorist, Jesse Voctor Ray, and we're here today with a TVP. So introducing first the non-mythology player here, who appears to be with the clan GAUKEL. His name is Undead. And opposing him is the mythology player we all know and love. This time in the blue, because this is a ladder game, so I'm sure he's very upset that he can't be yellow. It is Mythology GameShop's Nathan. So I made a promise to try and get these videos done every single day, so despite the fact that I woke up at 12:30 and I have to leave the house at 1:30, I am spending my time doing this. That is how dedicated I am in the Mythology GameShop team, and also to not seeing Nathan make disappointed faces. For those of you interested, yesterday I did enter the Zowie Cup as a player, and unfortunately I got matched up in a best of one versus Moomin in the first round, and Moomin is a fantastic player, and unfortunately was able to resist my 4-gate into DTs and just utterly thrash me, as everyone will have expected. This game, however, I'm certain will be a lot better. I should actually ask Nathan how far he went in the Zowie Cup, because I imagine he did okay. But there were some really good players about. Nathan at this point scouting around has not yet found his opponent, scouting the wrong direction first. Meanwhile, Undead has indeed found Nathan and looks to be setting up for a 1-gate expand. Oh wow. Okay, nope, just going straight expand now. I think having scouted Nathan, seeing that there's nothing going on, no Reaper or anything, then it makes perfect sense to just expand themselves. So really good reaction here by Undead to seeing this from Nathan. And if we just take a quick look, yeah, he even saw it begin to go down. So interesting for me, like, it looks like he does want to go for the long game, because of course the other option when you see something like that is to continue with this and essentially go into like a 3-gate with Mothership Core. Meanwhile, we do have 2 barracks going down, and wow, this probe actually managed to kill an SCV despite another SCV being there and ready to help. So that was pretty friggin' painful for Nathan. But yeah, the traditional 2 racks follow up. I imagine he'll begin to add gas soon, and then maybe even throw down a couple more racks, because he still hasn't scouted his opponent. When you don't know what's going on, that's always a worry. Excuse me, I need to cough. Ow. Not particularly well, again. As I never am. But we'll get through it. We'll get through it together. Bunker going down for Nathan very wisely. This probe is going to have to escape eventually. Right now it's just doing whatever it can. I don't know if it should be focusing that down. It does get a kill, but it does lose itself, so, you know, 2-1. I'd have been fine with him not actually killing that and just getting that probe out, because that probe could be sat here right now, or it could be sat here ready to drop a forward pylon. Meanwhile, Nathan is going to finish making his lovely symmetrical pattern on the map, and finally scout his opponent, who has expanded and is just now getting his first offensive unit out, which is the Mothership Core. Mothership Core will deal with that SCV, but the SCV should be able to see everything. Orbital Commander is done, and interestingly, we've got a second bunker going down, so I think Nathan's worried there might be an attack coming. Only now that he's scouted this, I think he should realise. Just making sure that there's no hidden tech. Honestly, I think he could almost cancel this, but he's going to let it up and he can salvage it later. Oh, okay. Salvage the one behind, and it looks like he wants to put some pressure on of his own now. Might be a little bit late to do that, and we do have a 3rd command center going down, which is pretty necessary because he said no gas taken by Nathan. Nathan playing incredibly economically in this opening. Meanwhile, we've got double gateway and a robo going down after this. Warp gate's just over halfway done. Not being chrono boosted, instead choosing to chrono boost out probes. So this may have a small window to do something, but with the Mothership Core there, I really don't see a great deal happening. Obviously he's not going to get up into the main, but he might get a few probes here. The worry is, how does he escape if there's enough good control? But here we go, he's already getting a few, essentially free probe kills. Now this is the thing, and that was always going to be the problem. He can't stay here. Okay, he's going to lose all of these Marines. He just wants to do as much damage as he possibly can. And, yeah, that was a mistake. I honestly feel like as soon as they headed for there, go up to this point, retreat back, and then you keep your Marines alive. As it is, though, he's got a bunch more Marines at home. And he still feels fairly safe. Don't know about moving out with 2 Marines. Let's just see how much he caught with that. Well, you know, he caught an extra 3. Which would have been totally worth it if he hadn't lost those Marines. I mean, I'd say at this point it's still fairly worth it, but at the same time I feel like the Protoss player's going, that was alright. Now we do have a robotics bait on the way, skipping Immortals to go straight Colossus, which makes sense because he's seen that his opponent seems to be going Marine heavy at this point. We've got 2 extra barracks coming down, the E-bait is done, and finally a gas being added for our Terran player. Go up to the moment, see a double forge coming down for Undead. Which is pretty much the right move to make. He's going to need to start getting those upgrades out and wait for the beta finish. Let's have a look at what he spies in the main base. Well, the answer is going to be everything because he's not going to go over the mineral line, which is really, really wise because, well, these Terrans, they do love to put their missile turrets there. But he gets a great look at the composition of Nathan's army. A great look at the bunkers. Look at that. Even hovering that on the edge of that bunker, just in case a scan goes down. Really like that. Some of these moves Undead are showing are very, very good. And you can tell this is someone who knows what they're doing in the realms of StarCraft 2, unlike certain casters, such as myself. But the first Colossus is on the way, also getting extended thermal lance, and this is the first time we're going to see units coming out for Undead. Undead has played this game with as little as possible. And it's working for him. Because of course Nathan is going for that greedy expand build. Had Nathan gone full on aggression, Undead could have found himself in trouble early on. But as it is, this is going to work up to a nice 3 base for Undead himself. Now Nathan with his Marine does know this is coming. But really, it's all about waiting for this engagement. That's the way this game looks like it's going to go. Is that the first Colossus? Well, so second Colossus is on the way now. 1-1, majority of the way done. He's going to want to throw down a Twilight Council round about now. Oh, in fact, already doing it. About the time you want to hit that, when they're about somewhere between 40 and 60%, just, depending on how much you intend to chrono boost those upgrades, is when you want to throw down that Twilight Council. Meanwhile, Nathan just building up to defend. Now that's wise in a sense, because obviously it will keep him safe, but eventually he's essentially self-containing, and he is going to need to drop that base. You know, eventually these minerals are going to start to run out, and he's going to need that 3rd base. Nice catch of that Observer with the missile turret. So he's going to go for it now that the Observer is gone, moving away from his opponent, which is kind of unusual for Terrans, but I think makes sense with this kind of aggression that could be coming out of Undead soon, but not at least until 2-2 is done. We can see a couple more gateways being added to get him ready for this. Nathan requiring a pause at that point. Doesn't even look like the pause was given, or if there was no communication afterwards. Now, this is the one thing, slightly oversaturated on this main base. Could do with transferring just 1 or 2 down there, but it's not going to be a big deal. Templar Archives on the way as we're going full on transition. Now, this is a strange one. Okay, let's see if he makes a 4th Colossus. Because he got extended thermal lance. So you'd expect him to make more Colossus. Okay. So he's going for the Observer, and it looks like he will just stick with his 3 Colossus, which honestly surprises me. If you're going for the 3 Colossus, a lot of players do not get that extended thermal lance, instead choosing to get into this Templar Archives as quickly as possible afterwards. Chrono Boost going down on those upgrades. And Undead looks set to have a very, very scary combat force in the future. Nathan really sticking to this bio, and, well, is it just me? Or are there no medevacs anywhere for Nathan? There are 2, and they've just finished now. That is late. And I think that's down to the way Nathan's played this. Now, he's doing the normal attack where you go in with 2 medevacs. But this is a late timing for that 2 medevac push. There's 3 Colossus out. They're a High Templar. If he Chrono Boosts this Psystorm, which right now he's not doing, then, well, Nathan could be in a lot of trouble, because a couple of Psystorms is going to be enough to finish off this army. And wow, Scan goes down. He sees exactly what's waiting for him. He even catches the High Templar on the edge, and he realises, holy crap, I cannot fight that. So good move there by Nathan. And look at that, the Chrono Boost actually coming down on the Psystorm. Likely because of that Scan. We are also seeing charge on the way from the Protoss player. Meanwhile, Nathan's upgrades also very, very far behind. He does have 2 eBays now, but it's going to take a long time to catch up to that of the Protoss, especially with Chrono Boost available. So Nathan going the other way with it, and just expanding again. He realises there's not going to be a way he can force an engagement for a little while yet. He needs to really get a good composition together to defeat this. I'd like to see him throwing down some ghosts, which we are going to be seeing. But after that, it's going to really come down to this. Taking as large an economy as he can feasibly hit, and then just hoping to reinforce quickly. Try and burn your opponent's minerals and gas out. As we can see, the Protoss has a large amount of minerals, but very, very little gas all the time. So what you want to do is try and burn that gas out to 0, and then you can engage with things like Marauders against Zealots, and then you just win. Meanwhile, Undead becomes aware of the 3rd base. Is he going to check for the 4th, however? He's moving down there, so it does look like he wants to check for a 4th. And also posturing a little bit with this army. We do have 3-3 on the way, and a 4th base going down for Undead as well, so both players really settling in for the macro game here. Donaga Watchtower currently held by Nathan. Dark Shrine even on the way, so Undead really wants to finish up that ground tech. Be interesting to see whether he uses a couple of DTs to just harass bases like this. But there's already the missile turret, there's already a bunker there to protect against just that kind of thing, so I think Nathan's ready for that kind of play. These Marines are going to have to get out of here or just die horrendously. Well, and they chose the die horrendously option. Of course, it does mean Nathan is now aware of this army moving around, and he's going to have to clear this base. Good Scan goes down, but the army is miles out of position. As we see, the army is up here, not even trying to move to engage. So, yeah, he's just got to get up and out of here. There's just no way you can hold this 4th base whatsoever. Even actually hiding some SCVs over here. Looks like Nathan wants to go for the counter-attack instead. Has begun to move out, but Scan reveals that the army's already moving back to defend against any possible counters. And Nathan once again finds himself stuck, unable to really make a move, and that's a big problem for him. Now, he's hitting up against 200, but he needs these upgrades to be done as well, because 3-3 is now done for his Protoss opponent. All of his money is just going on gateways and army. Look at this, actually trying to use a couple of Marines. See if he could retake the Zaraga Watchtower, but tough luck, Undead's hanging about. Now, this is an awful lot of Vikings, but the thing is, there's only those 3 Colossus. You know, Undead never ever committed to more. There's not a lot to kill these Vikings. There's a fair few Stalkers, but they're dispensable. He just needs to use them to kill the Colossus, and then they can die for all he cares, because they're not going to be useful against absolutely anything else. So, wouldn't even surprise me if he went in, just tried to snipe a couple, but right now he's just using them as his forward force. Keep an eye on them. Observer coming down here is going to see this base attempting to go down. Will we see Undead's army respond to it, or is it simply too far away? Does it leave him too open to a counter attack? Remember, he does not have a mothership core with this army, so there is no recall available. That's actually very strange. Yeah, the mothership core is over here. And honestly, I don't like that. Like, if this is with the army, a recall would be great. It would allow him to attack that lower right-hand base, and at the same time not have to worry about getting back in time to stifle any counter-attacks. Scanson, I think, wow, that's a lot of ghosts. Not even using a scan, using an EMP. Oh man, DT's here. They are going to get wrecked by this planetary fortress, though. They need to get out of scan range. And with the missile turret going down, they're going to have to shut that down very, very quickly. But more scans should be available. That does get taken down, however, and he's going to try and kill this planetary fortress. More scans coming out now. 1 DT is gone. 2 DTs are gone. And, oh, 1 DT does survive. It's going to require at least 1 more scan from Nathan. But right now, his attention's focused on this, and that's really frustrating. This DT alone is ripping through these SCVs, at least. I think he's realised that he can't kill the planetary fortress, so he'll just kill as many SCVs as he can before he dies. So good work there from those DTs. More DTs coming down now, but the missile turret should be done in time. And then the planetary fortress will be able to clear that up. Meanwhile, more posturing from Undead. Nuke coming out from Nathan, however. So that could be useful in a positional game. Wow, probes actually killing Marines. Hero probes. Meanwhile, Undead just taking more bases. We're seeing this split map scenario between this Terran and this Protoss. Nice using the DTs just literally where he can. Now can actually just use them to try and scout around and see if there's anything else up here. Making sure to stay out of range of that missile turret. Oh man, they actually get to kill both gas, and that's really frustrating. It's just the kind of thing that you realise you can't actually protect against. Nathan right now is at full supply and oh my god! Well, there is nothing here to kill that. Has Undead even realised he's not pulling his probes? Oh my god! Bits of probe everywhere. The ground is devastated. This ghost just got 22 kills. And he's going for more. Holy crap. Meanwhile, Undead just deciding it's time to trade a base for a base. But the thing is, his Colossus are out of position. The Vikings coming in, getting essentially 3 free kills. And Undead now in a tough position here. There are no High Templars with this army. The High Templars are over here. And so he needs that Sidestorm mobility, and he needs it soon. There's a lot of ghosts in here to deal with that, however. And there's not enough Colossus now to help fight. Nathan with a really good composition. Undead is moving in. But look at the EMPs going down. The High Templar cannot engage. All of those Zealots are without shield. And now just snipes going down on the High Templars on the edge as well. And Undead is in some real trouble now. One good Sidestorm, but one good Sidestorm's not enough. EMP's going down on that High Templar. More High Templar coming in. Again, another good Storm. But they are getting hurt, and hurt bad. EMP's just going down everywhere. But is it going to be enough? Nathan's supply is starting to fall, but Undead's is falling faster. And these ghosts are the real heroes of today. Now, unfortunately, they are running out of energy. This one ghost up in the main now with 34 kills. Just going to slowly work on this extractor. Meanwhile, Nathan even landing the Vikings to start to take down gateways here. Right now, not reinforcing across the map. Just building up. It looks like another large army. Okay, now he's starting to reinforce. But Undead moving in from behind. It looks like he has enough to clear out this army with a lot more Zealots moving in now. The Ghosts doing everything they can to clear this up. And they have done some good damage. If you take a quick look, okay, it's 60 to 48. Oh, great feedback's not quite enough, however, to kill those medivacs. So now would be the great time for Nathan to regroup. We've still got these DTs in this base, just stopping Nathan from ever taking that gas. Wouldn't mind seeing him go back over here with the DTs, though, just to see what he could see. Use them as a scouting force, but I mean, right now he's got his hands full because he has to defend here. He's starting to get a few more Colossus out, and it's one hell of a round of Warpins, I've gotta say. That's when Protoss gets scary, but my god. It's time for another Duke. Undead, you gotta react! Well, there's no way he's getting up to that ghost in time, but at least pull your probes! Oh, ho, ho, ho. This ghost has 49 kills. Undead is trying to fight here. I mean, he's got enough bank to last forever at this point, but it will eventually run out. And right now, just using the charge function to bust through these Marines and Marauders, but it doesn't last forever. You need supporting units. You need the area of effect. You need Colossus, you need High Templar, even some sentries to force all the units in with these Zealots. Now the Zealots got to get out of there. We've got another nuke in production! Oh, Undead is being pushed back. One Colossus is coming out to help, but it's going to get caught and sniped here. Undead not paying attention, and BAM! That disappears almost instantaneously. And now Nathan is moving down to take down more bases. So there's a lot of stims having gone down on this army, but he will get this base before these Zealots catch up to him. He's just doing so much damage. He even gets a good lift in, and now is going to escape. I don't believe it. Where's that ghost? Where's the insane ghost? Ah, oh, please don't tell me it died. I would be so upset if that ghost died. Nathan, once again, just focusing on the Nexuses at this point. And that's actually going to be a really big thing, because that's Chrono Boost that's dying there. That was their full Nexus's worth of Chrono Boost. Completely gone. Meaning Undead is going to take even longer to essentially recreate this army. And now there's nothing here at home to defend, as these Marines and Marauders, supported by Medevacs, are going to come in and start to tear this apart. Oh, great pylon snipe before those DTs were finished. The Mothership core is gone, and now it's just Zealots warping in. There's no DTs there whatsoever. And the Zealots trapped on that ramp as they are. Undead is not happy. Oh, he is not happy with how this game has gone at all. That Nexus is gone, and Nathan is now just ripping him to shreds in this game. Yep, this game will get you like that sometimes. That's the way StarCraft goes. All it takes is one or two mistakes, just a bad engagement, and you can lose the entire game. Undead at the moment, still trying to fight, will eventually clear this up, unless the Medevacs there decide to speed boost out of there. But at the end of the day, this game is pretty much over. It's going to be a struggle for Undead to get back into it, because Nathan never has to engage his army, like, ever again. Dark Shrine is now gone, so even less tech options. He dodges out of the way of the Psystorm. He's going back towards the main. And there's just nothing left there for Undead to deal with it. Oh my god, he's so frustrated at this point. Meanwhile, a Colossus is out and it's about to get sniped. Can you actually use snipe against Colossus? Because that would be awesome. Just sending a few units after it, because right now he wants to finish taking down this base. There's not even a Nexus here. It's literally just units now. I've never seen a player get this annoyed by constant pickups and drops. This is glorious. Oh my god, I know exactly how it feels though. The amount of times I just want to type stuff like this in game. But at this point there is no infrastructure left for the Protoss player. He has no bases, he has no gateways, he has no tech. All he's got is what's in the main, and half of that's not even got pylons on it. And again, Nathan just refusing to actually engage, because why should he? Wait until your army's there, now he's going to engage because the rest of his army is there. Even a nuke going down! Oh my god! Oh, it's going to go past. It's going to have to be cancelled. Boo! So Undead does manage to get out of the way of that nuke, but it's 126 supply to 195, and Undead unable to make anything else, and that bank of his is dwindling and dwindling fast. Right now, not even using it on pylons. Here goes some EMPs, some snipes going down. So it looks like Undead has finally realised that this game is over. And he's going to have to get out of it, otherwise Nathan is definitely going to tear down every last building of his. And that's what he'll do if he has to. Oh my god. I've never seen someone this angry. Holy crap! Undead finally leaves the game, but what the hell, man? Oh my word! Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the GameShop MythCast. very, very angry Protoss today. But nonetheless, congratulations to Mythology's Nathan. And guys, see you all again tomorrow for yet more MythCast.